Welcome to another episode of Millennial Investing Explained. Here's today's question. What have been some of your biggest mistakes that you've personally made with money on your way to financial freedom? And how can someone listening to the show today avoid those same mistakes?
I think I kind of made money my God through a lot of my financial independence journey. I think financial independence can become money addiction in another form. I think you can chase money too hard, and I definitely did that. I also, one of the biggest mistakes I made is I didn't realize how much freedom I already had when I was going through the journey. So I thought that I needed to save $1 million and everything would be, rosy, at the end of the journey and everything would be perfect. And what I didn't realize is a lot of that freedom that I was craving, I already had so much earlier. And so even when I had $100,000 saved, I could have chilled out a little bit and stopped and, took a kind of an inventory of my life, but I just kept trying to make more and more money and was just blowing through every goal, every milestone without taking a moment to recalibrate and reflect. And then the other thing is it's great to have kind of a goal of I want to save $1 million or I want to be financially independent or have $10 million, but those goals don't really matter if you're still living paycheck to paycheck. You got to focus on getting to that next level of financial freedom, no matter where you're at. That bigger goal in a lot of cases just becomes a distraction for people, either because it's so insurmountable that they can't imagine even accomplishing it, or it just takes their focus away from the fact that the millions of dollars doesn't matter right now if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Just focus on getting to that level and see how you feel. And I didn't really stop to realize that. And if I had, I would have chilled out a little bit. And it might have taken me, a couple more years to reach financial independence, but I would have enjoyed my life a little bit more. The other thing I wish I would have done was, hindsight's always 20/20. I really believe that real estate is the fastest path to financial independence. You can become financially independent 3 different ways. Either one, you can save up over $1 million like I did and invest it and live off the interest. Number 2, you can just have some form of consistent recurring income, like rental property income that, I have friends who are 25, 26 years old who have 3 rental properties that the cash flow on them is, $5,000 to $7,000 per month. And, they're able to live on $50,000. They're financially independent. They could keep growing their real estate portfolio. They could travel full time, but they took the other route where as long as your expenses are covered and the income's consistent, like most rental income is, you're good. You could be set for life. And then the third way is really just some hybrid of those two. And I invested in real estate, but I wasn't really smart about it in terms of setting up, consistent rental income. I always thought that real estate, while I did buy a property and had one rental property, I always thought real estate as being kind of a lot harder than it actually is. And like I wasn't going to find the perfect deal. But in a lot of cases with real estate, you kind of got to get in the game and you start figuring it out from there. There's also much better information on real estate investing now than there was when I was coming up in the game.
Yeah, I love those points there about real estate because I'm a real estate investor myself as a millennial. And that's one of the big ways that I'm approaching financial freedom myself is through real estate. And I think a lot of people think that real estate is only for rich people or that it's super complex and sophisticated and they can't do it. But I don't think that's true. That's all for this episode of Millennial Investing Explained. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel to get even more free content.